this is Björn Lundberg. Welcome to Threefold Talk.
Hello, welcome. Is it hot in here, or is it just our intro?
I'm sorry, Rob.
Favorite
Did you say
bed on
something?
beach. Bed on beach host.
Oh,
Oh man, I like your fan.
thank you. I've got two, just in case
Yeah.
I need to do any,
Unless you need to be double
dancing.
parked.
Or martial arts that I don't know.
We were at Pride over the weekend, and the fan game was very impressive.
Awesome.
Like there was communal fan flapping. I mean, it was they were
love
used
that.
to protest. It was great. It was fan everything everywhere because it was like 1,000,000 degrees and 1,000,000% humidity. Obviously,
So hot.
we were walking through water air.
It was toasty.
It was.
Yeah.
In a wet kind of way.
Yeah. In a wet way.
That's what
You
they
should
say.
As
come back.
every pride should be.
You should come back to the dry Red Rocks hold. No.
I miss it. I was telling Leigh-A was visiting with us briefly before she had to go, but I was telling her how like during the summer I get so mad and angry because it's so hot and so moist, and I just don't want to go outside, and I'm just grumpy all the time. And I'm just grumpy because I'm hot. Everything is hot. I'm hot. I'm the worst, Aiel. Really bad.
Yeah, but that's like Wetlander hot. That's not heel hot.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't mind if it's hot, if it's dry heat, but if the humidity is cranked all the way up, nah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, I'd rather have 110 dry heat than 85 wet heat. So, you know.
Yeah. Agreed.
It was only 92
Oh
when
my.
I was walking around downtown on Saturday. But it felt like 97, I think they said.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn.
Love you, Doyle.
I'm hot.
Oh man. Well, my corner of the hold is the hottest sometimes, but not always. The maiden's corner is so hot. It's like 20 degrees hotter in there. So in the winter, she's nice and warm and I'm freezing. In the summer, I'm relatively cool, even though this is west. It's still hot as hell in here.
That's crazy. Your hold is
Yeah.
not that big. It's crazy that it's such a big difference.
It's nuts. Yeah.
That's wild. My hold gets wicked hot in the spare room and chill in my room, even though we're upstairs. So like my room on the back of the house, which is I think north facing, is just wonderful no matter what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if it gets remotely warm, the front room, it's just like it's like walking into a city swamp.
I can't wait to do some hold like jumping. I'm gonna build
Yes.
a gateway, and I'm gonna come find you, both of you.
I would love that.
Mm. Rob had an idea that we need to make an inflatable waygate.
Is
Like
it
a
inflatable
giant-
so we can sit on it when we're on that yucky stuff called water?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Slightly, like,
it could be constructed that way. Yes.
could be a
Okay,
flotation
all right.
device, and we could use it as a way to cross terrifying water bodies.
Okay. So I have a pool at the Red Rocks Hold, which is nice when I really need to get in water. But over the course of 4 years, I have collected so many pool floaties. I've never had so many pool floaties in my life. I've got noodles. I've got a donut. I've got 2 fancy ass loungers. And then this year I bought these hammocks so I could pack them when I went on my trip. And then I also bought at the end of the season last year a double tube. So like two people can sit like facing each other and talk to each other. It's
Wow.
awesome. I know. So that's like 10 people could have.
That's almost a Waygate if it's a double.
No, total inflatable.
Need some posts on the side.
We could ride the noodles through the Waygate just like this. Just kidding. We don't ride noodles. Where are you?
You don't ride noodles? Okay.
No.
So he's gonna hate me if I say this, but I'm saying it. So speaking of sound effects,
Excuse me while I just get my tea.
I was talking to Avi Silver, who's making yet another amazing Wheel of Time What Idol parody, and I had this like stupid idea to include like shaker sounds in his parody, and I was like, I think it would be great, and he's like, okay, do it, and I'm like, I don't actually have a real like musical instrument shaker. So I recorded him a bunch of shaker sounds and he like added it to the mix and it sounds cool, but I didn't. He was like, could you actually film yourself using that shaker? And I was like, no, because the shaker that I used is this.
I think that's awesome.
It does make a cool shaker noise, especially if
that was a great shaker noise. Yeah,
it's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. 10 points for anybody who recognizes what this guy is.
I know, but it's cute. I found my shakers today, actually. Speaking of shakers,
Oh,
I had a box of. I have ankle like bells that people wear when they dance or when they do percussion, like they play on a drum and they use their ankles for bell noises. I found those, and I think I have 2 little shakers in there and some other stuff. I was like, I've been looking for this box all over the place. Guess where it was? Under my love seat.
oh,
I was just randomly under there, which I don't look at very often, let's be honest.
So you are like closet Dick Van Dyke, and you were going to admit this to us when exactly?
yeah.
I do love Dick Van Dyke, by the way. He
I
is
mean,
look at
probably
that
one of
guy
my
over there.
favorite humans.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He knows.
Oh,
from Moana.
cute.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah,
only
they're
seen
like the
Moana.
ones that like shoot darts.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen Moana. I don't remember. Okay.
I
They're
only
like
saw Moana
They're like
years
the
ago.
weird, like vaguely tribal boat that like shoots darts at the chicken. It's just like
The chicken. That's right. I remember now.
Ducks. I remember the chicken.
It's a side quest
It
the
is a
chick-
side
on the
quest.
water.
The chicken felt like my spirit animal. So
Yeah.
Okay. We've had this is a fun intro.
Maybe when we do.
I
the
was
next
like, I feel
episode-
unprepared for some kind of add-in to this tone of introduction.
Well, there's a lot of news we could talk about.
Let's do some news.
And when you play the intro, I'll go get my shakers just for fun.
Spear brothers and sisters,
It is time to cover up your face.
for the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spears with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
I'm in charge of this. I opened them.
What do these look like? They're just shakers, I promise.
Wait a minute.
They look,
Wait a minute.
they look like those things that you throw and they spin and they wrap around people's ankles and knock them to the ground and shit. So.
I also have these. Just in case.
Well, those
Wow.
sound weird in your mic.
Yeah,
Well-
that can say.
I know my mic's like right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
These are
weird.
the child maracas. These.
I like them.
These.
Ooh, that's cool.
The leg jingles.
The leg
It's
jingles.
quite the jingle. You can turn yourself into a reindeer.
I like it when
I
your
could.
leg jingles.
Oh, a lot of holiday idea. Sorry, go on.
All right. We're gonna start with
With the first piece?
with
don't
this news. Check this out.
Woo!
Look at these beautiful. I mean, the news is important too, but look at these beautiful covers. Holy cow!
So beautiful.
Like they're gorgeous. So yeah, so Stormborn, the third and final book of the Seaborn cycle, will be out in the UK today. Today.
Wait, so I could get that
Go get it.
You can go get it.
before America.
You could
You
bring
can
me
get it
one
before
to
America.
Waccon and then mail it to me.
Yeah,
I'm
we
still-
don't get it until September 23rd. But if you're in the UK, you can have it now.
All right, I will take pre-orders for the next 12 hours if you want me to bring it to Waccon. All right, and I say that because I have a singular opportunity on Sunday to go to the shops before I go to work, before I fly at like 8 a.m. Monday morning. So
This is an impressive amount of news. This is impressive news.
this is
You heard it here, folks.
This
You
comes
can
with shipping.
pre-order Stormborn from Malkier Dogs.
Yes. Why not?
That's amazing.
But that's honestly a beautiful trilogy. I'm still working on Seaborn.
Yeah.
I go through phases where I can and can't read at the moment, and it's my when I am reading, it's what I'm reading, and I'm loving it so far. It's really really
Yeah.
good stuff. So
It's great stuff. It's great stuff. And for those of you who are living stands,
Yes.
you know who you are. I believe
Who,
Alonwe
me?
said they would have some swag for our living stands at
Ooh.
Waccon.
I believe that's part of our news.
It is, but I didn't open it up because there was a lot of
There was a lot.
things to
Yes.
do.
If you're going to Waccon, find Alonwe and she may have some living stan swag for you.
Yeah.
I am not going, so Brian the Gleeman and Skeeter and Spud Monkeys, if you see Alonwe, I would really appreciate you to bring me one of those.
Yes. If you go like this, is this the secret
It's like the symbol.
living stand signal?
Do you know he grew his mustache back?
just for us,
I don't think for us, for himself.
I think his wife really liked it as well. If I'm honest, I think Mrs.
I
Livingston
mean-
was like, "Bring the tash back."
As a female, they are preferred. I'm not going to say why. But, you know, he did grow it back. Yes.
I love it. That's
Good on
amazing.
him. So lovely.
I'm halfway through Iceborne, by the way. It's so good.
Pre-order the books now if you're in America and you can't liaise with myself in the next 12 hours. Well, I'll give you 18 hours.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Tell your friends.
Next, tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
All right. You took my news off the screen. Hold on. Let's share this
Right.
tab
There you
instead.
go.
Oh,
Okay.
I just wanted my
Um,
tash on screen. I was told tashes are attractive. Okay, like, you know.
especially not when they're green bay mustaches.
Yeah.
What's
You
going on with
kind
Green
of
Bay?
look like a leprechaun Captain Crunch. That's what it's giving.
Exactly.
Yeah. A Green Bay Packers Captain Crunch. Okay.
What is with
Hey.
this ripping into Rob tonight thing? You know, like it's just because that was late.
A wizard is never late.
It was going to come out of my mouth or your mouth, one of our mouths. I was going to
Well,
say, a
our mouth.
Malkier is never late. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
He
Okay.
wakes up precisely with the alarm.
Tonight is about
Wait.
chaos. I hope you all understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So, an entrepreneurial, amazing Wheel of Time fan got not one but 2 choirs to sing in front of Sony Picture Studios and Amazon Studios. And they sang Wink for Melindhra this week out front to entertain people while they were driving in. And they made their own little Save Watt signs.
I know, and I love, by the way, if you didn't watch this video until the end, like if you're one of those people that kind of just watch, but maybe you only watch like the first minute because it's like 2.5 minutes, you have to wait till like the 2-minute mark, because that woman in the back there in the black and white stripe, she belts it. Like I was just like letting it play and I was doing stuff. And I was like, whoa. And just, she knocks it out of the park there.
Wails it. And these costumes remind me of like classic, like book character, like old school cosplay book style, like how people would, yeah. And look, there are the people listening to them sing. Like how people would make their dresses when we only had the books as a reference. And I kind of love that a little bit.
One of my favorite things about this is that even though it's been, cancelled, there's a fucking still got a Wheel of Time advert on the wall at fucking Colby Studios.
It's really annoying, isn't it?
Like,
that sign has been there because that's also if you're driving along this street in Google Maps, that particular spot has been reserved for Wheel of Time for like forever, because I think it's the season 1 poster is in that spot on Google Maps. If you look.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they just buy that billboard for Wheel of Time and lifetime rental?
That's in Sony. That's Sony
theirs.
Pictures.
Yeah.
That's their building. I think that's their parking lot. So it's on Sony Pictures campus.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's their own advertisement to themselves. Or their brag reel, I guess. Yeah. But do we want to hear a little bit of this?
Sure. I'll turn the music off.
Sure.
We bought the land with our blood long ago. Sing of the Netherlands. We pour the blood of Abel. Cry for the Netherlands. Long ago.
It sounded great. Great.
Love it.
Amazing. Okay. Also, we need your help. So there is an award show called the Gold Derby Awards, and we can work on nominating The Wheel of Time for Best Drama Series, for Rosamund Pike, for Actress, and for Road to the Spear for Best Episode. And we can do it this time. We don't have to wait for those lame-o Emmy people. I mean, those great Emmy voters to we don't know.
I'm withholding descriptors until I find out the nominations.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. We don't know if they did their job or not. But this one we can nominate. So you have to go and register at goldderby.com and then vote in the Gold Derby TV Award nominations.
Goldderby.com.
Go do it. Are you writing it into the chat so people don't have to read this thing? Good job.
Kinda.
I'm getting there.
I'm copy pasting right here.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I mean, I'm going there and I'm registering is what I'm doing.
There you go.
Gold Derby TV Awards, is that the one? Stop advertising
yes,
the
Gold
best.
Derby TV Awards.
All right, make my picks.
Make some picks.
But don't you have to register? Are you already registered?
It keeps trying to give me an advert for the bet. I'm registering right now.
Love it. That's really great things for people to watch on a live stream. Cool.
This app tried to access sensitive information in your Google account to keep your account safe. Google blocked this access. So I might have to register manually.
Yeah.
Manually.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Toot, 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 toot,
Yeah.
toot, toot,
So
toot,
anyway,
toot,
so we should do it.
Vote.
You should all do it. And then the last piece of news that I have, and probably you guys will correct me because these are the only ones that I opened, is there is now a schedule on the Waccon website. You can see what is happening at Waccon, and if you haven't bought your ticket, you still have time to get a virtual ticket so you can participate in all these things.
Does anyone know how much the virtual tickets are this year?
$50, if I remember
Wowzers.
correctly.
That
50
feels about
bucks.
right.
$50.
That's what we did last time.
$50. There we go.
50.
Yes. But you
50.
can hype yourself up for all the cool things happening at Waccon in person or virtually. You can see some improv right here, some improv-y stuff, some opening ceremonies where everyone gets trolled by Nameless, I hear.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times.
You can do non-reader show discussion, so there's something for everyone. You could talk about feminism. You can't talk about masculinism. Content creation workshop.
What's that other panel there at 4:30?
Oh,
Dublin 5 and 6.
the Lornball score.
Aye.
Like talking about that, and you can debate the D&D alignment of a bunch of different Wheel of Time characters and what are they? Anything else in there?
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah,
nothing going on.
There's a pretty awesome panel that's a repeat favorite coming back. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's
Ladies and gentlemen, please find out that the Melindhra memes will be banned from the Great Malkier meme off this year. For illegal purposes, this is a joke.
Yeah, I will not be making a repeat performance of my Malkier appearance in the meme off. That is for a fact. Rob got someone I'm sure who's actually is good at making memes.
We have Team Egg Meme coming back this year, which is Meg Moz of Three Wheeling and Joe of Talk Around Riyadh, and they will be facing off against Beth Roberts and Tom of Dragon Mounts as a new team.
New team.
We're one of the loudest panels, honestly. Like, Guy Roberts was next door, and we were cheering and laughing and yelling so loud we were actually disturbing their panel, and I was very happy about that. So,
amazing. That's great. Yeah, there's so much going on here.
It is a lot. 4 panels at the same time is a lot.
But what's great about that is your FOMO only lasts as long as it takes for them to get the panel on YouTube, but it's done live, so it's only lasts as long for it takes for you to figure out where the link is to the panel,
so
you can watch it immediately thereafter if you want to make your Waccon experience of panels go all day long. You can watch 12 hours of panels on Friday, and even more of that on. I don't think you could physically watch all of Saturday's panels on Saturday, but you could try.
Take it home with you. You can watch them all the next week. You can
watch them on the plane.
Watch them on the plane.
Pretty great.
This is the way to do it.
You can make Waccon last all week.
You can. Then if you just drive from your friend's house to your other friend's house to your next house till you get home, unless you're flying over all that water, you can really make Waccon last. It's like you just keep going.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you have a lot of Waccon FOMO, or just convention FOMO from all the wonderful fans, you just need to go and get your ticket to Malkiericon. And come hang out with us, making you love August again.
I want to hang out with Juliet.
Juliet's going to be singing.
If she sings Weep for Melindhra too, I might get really choked up.
I might weep.
I might weep for Juliet.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish I could come. I cannot come.
That's fair.
Cannot come. I have to make a very expensive trip for a very good reason later in the year.
But we have virtual too, so
We had one more
Yeah,
thing of news.
we have one more thing of news.
Look at it. Would be 3:39 a.m. your time, Melindhra, in our chat. Rob posted it.
I posted it.
3:39 a.m.
Yes, because it was 2:39 a.m.
Oh, I did post something,
You
didn't I?
did.
Yeah.
I don't forget.
3:39 a.m.
Yeah, when it's Rob's time.
I will share this one.
Oh, yes.
This one's cute.
It's so cool.
Yes. We're so proud.
We're a fan of the 3D printing geniuses that exists
True.
in this fandom. Melindhra
really
being one of them.
So true.
See the amazing chibis. Sits proudly next to me
Yours is
every time I live
glowing.
stream.
It
Yeah,
is.
mine glows. Mine glows with the power. But the wonderful Rant Almore made I'm a little too close.
Oh, I like the reveal you're doing. No, this is
Yeah,
good.
I know. This is
No,
good.
it's good.
Zoom out. Zoom out. It's
Officially
like the
all done
opposite
with
of
yeah,
enhance.
it is.
Enhance.
D-hands. Officially all done with my
Deep
Forsaken
pants. I mean,
statue.
yeah.
Enhance it.
All right, sorry, 1 second. If that's what we're doing, you know. No, that's 3.
Sorry, Rob. Go on.
You're fine. All done with my Forsaken Statuette design prints and paints. Because I almost said pants then. It was such a labor of love. Hashtag the time. Hashtag say what? Feel free to print here. And look at them. Look at them.
Oh,
You did such a good job.
oh, they're so good.
Okay, the thing that's crazy about these things, everyone, the thing that's most crazy is that Randall Moore had not 3D modeled anything. Anything at all before he decided that this was the project he was going to learn how to 3D model for.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. He worked so hard and he learned so much. He did get some like support and professional help from some folks, but yeah, stuck to it and made every single one and really tried to make them as accurate as possible to the very minimalist pictures that we got from season 1. But yes, you too are able to own your own Forsaken
They're
statuettes.
so pretty.
You too can print them because he made all the models available for people to download for free.
This is actually a better shot of these than what we got in the show. It's
Honestly, the work here is amazing because they look like they came from the show.
Yeah, so they've been printed and then he painted them. So he did like, all the like beautiful painting work after.
We didn't see them all like this before. Sammy's so short.
Oh yeah, Sammy is really quite short.
They
Yeah.
really made
Really
him
on
so
purpose.
short. He's not even that short, but they really made him short.
Same height as is this McGideon here? This one?
I don't think so. I think that's Cimarog.
That's Cimarog. Okay.
Or Masana, one
I
of the
don't
other,
know
one of
who's
those two. I honestly don't even know how you tell the statuettes apart. I look at them and I like, okay, the one
No.
with a lot of boobs has to be Grendel, but that's all I
Right.
know,
Brendo.
Same.
right?
And then
Yeah.
we know that one's Lanfear because I think of the moon kind of thing hanging there.
Yeah, and we know
Okay.
that the one on the far left is Asmodean because it has a guitar,
Right.
Yeah.
and then next to them, I think is Robin. I think.
Okay.
And
Sammy.
then Sammy, and then Ishi, and then
Lanfear.
Lanfear.
Well, this looks very like web-ish to me.
Yeah,
And I
it
see
could-
no webbish stuff here, really.
Yeah.
yeah, that could be Moggy.
So that's why I thought that
Grendel.
was Moggy, Grendel, and then Semirog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have them. We have a Semirog for sure.
We have a
Mhm.
Semirog, yes.
Nothing's for sure, but we for sure
Yeah.
did.
So good.
I still had hopes. I still had hopes for Asmodean.
Like a month's long labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Uh,
really well done.
As Asmodean is Matsumara, the guy in the hat. I will die on that hill. So
You
Like,
will
he's
die on that
he's
hill.
not wearing a hat in the statuette. You've just lost. It doesn't look like hat guy whatsoever.
Don't come at me with logic, Mel. Don't come at me with logic. That's not
Just
how this
saying.
works.
At least Ishi has a weird face.
Oh, Ferris has a weird face. Is that what
Not
you're saying?
Ferris, like the weird, like Balsamon mask thing.
Hmm.
Ferris.
You said face. You did not say mask.
The maiden thinks it's hilarious that I absolutely love Ferris's nose. It's so prominent, and I'm just enamored by it. It's like I love like unique characteristics on people.
Yeah.
And just like I cannot look at him without looking at his nose. And not because I think it's bad. I'm just like I love it so much. Like he's just like I don't know. I love it. Love
I
it.
love that for you.
I love
Thank
that.
you. He had me at nose.
Forsaken chess set. That's a solid idea.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now,
Ooh, and like the black Asha are all the pawns.
Right,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah, we just need to get a light set, and then we're good. Going on from this, Rain asking why
What
are
does
all
that
those
mean?
these?
Are we all teases?
Apparently, we're all teasers. Shall I tease a cosplay that I'm doing at Waccon?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an armpit? Oh, I see.
I was confused for a moment. Oh my god.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's perfect that it's gone blurry at this moment as well. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Nope. Does
Nope.
not want. Does not compute that
Is
you
that
are
a
still a
finish?
human. Does not think.
Is that
That's
a
real.
finished hat or in progress hat? That's what I need to know.
think
What do you
it-
think?
Well, I'm not sure
I
because
think it's
my mind,
finished. No, you're right.
my mind can go any way with that.
I think depending on how you wear that particular hat, it could be multiple costumes. See?
Right.
Could also be that hat.
Are you just going to be Moraine's hat as a costume?
I am
Moraine's
Moraine's hat as a costume. Yes.
Or Savannah's.
This will be the
thing.
only thing I'm wearing for the cosplay.
Wow.
This
Oh,
hat.
so when I said pants off earlier, you already were prepared.
I don't know if that's considering a tease if you're doing the full Monty.
I
plus-
hope that boys' baseball team isn't there again.
Oh my god.
All these naked people walking around. We're just
Yeah,
not.
this is part of the cosplay in progress, folks. So
Speaking of cosplay,
I love that.
I got the most I can't even describe. I literally tears came to my eye when I saw a picture of a cosplay that's going to be at Waccon
Oh yeah.
today. Yeah, and I can tell you nothing about it, but it's incredible. It's incredible.
So Doyne
There's
is also going naked then.
So many. What?
See? Doyne confirms he's going naked.
confirm.
Doyne has confirmed he shall go naked.
It's gonna be really interesting paired with my cosplay.
Stabby stab.
I'm not telling you what.
Are
Mine
you
is.
going to be Doyne's hat?
Whoa.
I'll just let you all have fun with that.
I
for a
mean,
moment.
I guess we're gonna go there.
I mean, it's not really cosplay.
It's true.
That's fair.
Boring.
Just life.
Apparently, that hat reminds Lottie of what she thought Senbui would wear. And no, Megan, in progress, you have 5 days. That means I've got 4.5 days still to do nothing before I need to do anything. You know, like,
You just
Amazing.
need a brown dress and a blue shirt, and you're fine. Or skirt, a blue shirt. It's fine.
there we go. Is that it for news?
You know, what'd be
Yeah.
really great is if you cut the hat in half and add an extender, and then it was just
You make it bigger.
It's like gigantic.
Oh, no.
I-
Okay, so one year I'm going to turn up with like a regular size hat, and then over the course of the weekends, and without saying anything to anyone, I'm just going to slowly replace it with larger and larger and larger hats.
I would love that.
And people are like, Rob, is that hat growing? I'm like, I don't know what you mean. It's been this size the whole time.
If I'm honest, I did spend some time looking for an obnoxiously large beret. I could not find one, and I don't sew, so it's not happening. But if anyone happens to have an obnoxiously large beret, like one that might fit on a mascot,
Oh my god!
and you just want to bring that for reasons,
There's got to be like a mascot upcycle place where like all the old mascot costumes go when like they need to go to like maybe a different team because maybe they're no longer the Pirates anymore. They're the something else. There's got to be some sort of mascot
they just
costume
make
recycling.
Yeah, they just make a new one, like better materials or, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
change.
I can't imagine that anyone who has ever been a mascot would really want to wear
Someone
a
else's.
mascot costume that somebody else was in, because those things are
They are gross.
Having
So
never
gross.
worn one, I have no
they're
You can
knowledge.
I
So
don't
at
know
the-
how the ones at Disney don't look well.
at the orchestra I used to work at. We at one point found Seymour the Symphony Seagull in an attic that we did not know we had at the performance venue.
I take this as a compliment, by the way. This sounds like a John Oliver segment. I take that as a compliment right now. If this is a John
Yeah.
Oliver show to you right now, folks, great. Love
I
it.
love him.
Carry
Yeah.
on, though.
So Seymour the Symphony Seagull had been literally hidden because people were like, "No, we don't need this anymore." But it was a giant seagull mascot, and there was for some reason it looked like those air pocket packing bags somehow with it, and but they weren't air pocket packing bags. They were ice packs meant to be put into the freezer and frozen and then worn like what's
Utility belt?
like a utility belt, yeah, or those belts that bazooka ammo are stored on, whatever those
Yeah.
things are called. I
Gun
can't
belt.
remember.
Yeah.
No, ammo belt, yeah.
No, they have a specific name. It's like a
Yeah.
I
I can't remember
Anyway.
the name of it.
starts with a C. But yeah, meant to be worn all over the bodies. It was this vest ammo pack of ice packs, and then and we were like, that's really weird. Why would we need it? And then someone was like, I'm gonna get in this seagull and try it out at a kids concert, and they walked around for 5 minutes, and they're like, okay, I understand. Ice packs. But yeah, it was a giant seagull with a tuxedo on and tails. And then he made an appearance briefly back into the circulation. Someone was crazy enough to be like, I'll be the mascot. And we're
I was
like, "Okay."
thinking more, not that you would reuse the mascot portion. but that if
Bandolier.
there was
Thank you,
if
Max.
bandolier, yes. If there was a mascot that had a big beret, you would cut the beret off. You wouldn't necessarily resuscitate the mascot costume
Okay,
for
yes.
your beret.
Thank
yes.
you for bringing it
Yes.
full circle to the entire
Yes.
reason that we were talking about mascots and
I'm
berets.
bringing you back, but
Yes, I would
do you have
just.
any
Yes.
pictures of the?
Not to
So if
derail
anybody
us.
has a mascot graveyard connection, you
Not,
can find me a beret.
not to derail us any more that we already just did.
I'm gonna find this mascot
I
recycling
want it.
graveyard.
I need it for
For
reasons.
some reason, I just got when you were bringing it back. I just got. Is it the Pitbull song where he goes "Bring it up, bring it up, bring it back, fireball" or something stupid like that? Isn't it? I can't remember the fucking song.
I'm not a
completely.
Pitbull fan. I'm just gonna say.
I know.
I don't know.
Damn social
Just the
media
dogs.
playing me that clip. But yeah,
Amazing.
that's hilarious. Noma Gardner's worn those
wait,
outfits
tell
for a
me-
few hours. Never again.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the
My sister worked for Six Flags for a while, and she was Tweety Bird, I think. So very similar to Seymour the Symphony Seagull, but yeah, they probably had much better professional mascot situation when you're wearing Looney Tunes characters.
And I watched all those like Disney like kid experiences. Like I don't watch them myself all the time, but sometimes my maiden will send me TikToks with like the sweetest little like kids going up to their favorite character because she's just like, it's so cute. I'm like, yeah, it's so cute. But then I'm like thinking to myself, both Disney World and Disneyland are in hot climates. Like, and you're putting your like 5-year-old up against these mascots and Disney princesses, and they've got to be just like sweating crazy.
Yeah.
Like if I was one of them, I would want at least like 3 outfits a day to switch out of. Like, can you imagine like in August in Florida wearing like Goofy or something? No.
Yeah. Well, those shifts are pretty short. You get to see them. They're like, they come out for like 30 minutes and then they go back.
All because they're fucking hot.
Yeah. They're pretty short.
Yeah. That is one thing. They've got a lot. I used to know someone who was a Disney princess, and the rules that they have to follow are wild. But the shifts are wicked short. So, you know, there's some wicked downsides, but there's a couple of wicked upsides, and short shifts is one of them. So. At least the actual, like, you know, in public working part of it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
There was one, I just have to say one last thing. There was one with this woman who was probably in her 70s, maybe. And she was in a wheelchair, and it was her first time at Disney. And she hugged, like, I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Pluto or something. But it was, like, her favorite from her childhood. Aww. And she had never gotten to go. And she got to, and I'm just like, I'm like, Maiden, stop sending me these things.
All right, folks.
Yourself.
You know now, if you come across lovely Disney, you know, full of love and mushy sort of posts, you need to put them in our Discord channel and tag Amis. No, tag. Wait. No.
Amis.
Put them in our Discord channel and tag Leigh-A with no context.
You're the best. Look what just appeared in front of me.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers to my almost empty coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this is good. I don't know what this is, but it's good.
Well, we've covered the gamut tonight. Should we talk some Wheel of Time?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, Foley's. We could keep talking about this stuff till you tell us.
Well, we don't need a script, man. Seriously.
No.
There are not many shows in our fandom that could just hop on a stage without a script and just run with it and nail it. And still have and make it be entertaining. Let's make that a factor. And,
at least entertain us, the three of us. Entertain each other.
We're entertained.
Hope you're entertained. I don't know.
And if let's be honest, folks, if you get bored in the background, I will just turn into Russell Crowe and be like, "Are you not entertained?"
It's very demanding.
It's you know, he's an intense kind of guy, so
he is intense.
At least that's what it looks like.
Speaking of being intense, the Aiel in the Wheel of Time use tense to cross the Threefold Land and infiltrate the wetlands. And they
how do you with them? How do you cross the Threefold Land using a tent? Do you ride it? Does it move?
No, the Gaishan. That's what they do.
Oh, they carry the tent. You sit on the tent. Okay, yeah.
No. We walk. Come on. What's wrong with you?
Why did we let him be part of this talk?
I don't know.
Why wasn't this an Aiel takeover day?
Wetlanders always want things done for them.
Okay. So our topic today, chat and us, is we're going to take as many of the storylines as we like that have not yet been covered, but exist obviously in the world of the Wheel of Time, right? Plus the Fires of Heaven. And we're gonna brainstorm how we would take all of those storylines that have been like delayed or pushed off and mash them together with stuff from Fire to Heaven and like come up with like a good solid season 4 so that we can help Apple TV or Netflix or Paramount Plus or CBS Extra Night Vision. I'm not sure what they all are.
Do you guys remember Crackle? Maybe we can get them to do it.
They can rebrand and be like,
College.com.
they can rebrand and be stab, crackle, and pop.
Anyway, so they can know what they can look forward to in the season 4 that is coming.
Get the brains going, people.
Yeah.
I almost snorted. Sorry. Okay.
So I'd like to make a proposal. So you have to use both book canon and show canon, right? So you have to use existing show canon,
yes,
and integrate book canon. Are we all clear on that?
I'm so clear, Crystal.
So I would like to start. I would propose we start with the Stone of Tear.
Yes, I would love that because we missed that in 3 books ago.
Yes. So
is Rob frozen? No, I thought you were frozen.
And in the style of improv, we have to yes and everything, right?
Oh,
so
do we? I didn't prepare for improv.
No. I mean, just meaning like you can't reject someone's proposal.
Nope, I'm not rejecting.
Fair warning, I can just feel that I've gone off the hinge rails now. Like I'm just.
Oh, perfect.
This is perfect.
I'm in full goofy mode right now, and
I'm gonna go get another fan because it's so hot in here.
I really am just in full goofy mode.
It's so fucking hot in this room.
Are you triple fanning? All right, folks. If this is
I am.
If this is your first time here on Threefold Talk, we're a little bit more, we're slightly less unhinged than this, typically speaking. So I do apologize, but
I love that we say that every time we're unhinged.
Because it's not
every other episode.
I don't know why. I'm suddenly like, yeah, okay, now we're just gonna goof around.
It's because we haven't seen each other in like 2 weeks.
It has been a while.
This is what happens when you take a week off, people. So
it has been a while. Yeah, we've been like people have been traveling, so we haven't had the full group together in a while.
I mean, I missed you so much that I actually probably shouldn't be here tonight because I have a flight in 5 hours.
What?
To go to... So
this is your other quick trip.
This is my other quick trip. Yeah, I'm running off to Cork in the morning. Well, no, later today, technically speaking. But I was like, I've missed you all so much. I'm doing the show anyway. So
amazing. Okay,
Stone of Tear. Go.
Okay, Stone of Tear. My proposal is, so we know that at the end of season 3, Malkier, the Shido leave, right? So my proposal is that somehow Savannah has gotten hold of the Wetlander prophecies also, and the Shido go and invade the Stone of Tear. They invade it. And then it has to be rescued by Rand and the other Aiel.
Instead of rescuing Kyrian?
Right. My proposal is Stone of Tear is center of the action and kind of replaces Kyrian as the place for the A plot for season 4.
I can
so all the things that happen in Kyrian and the Kyrian Palace happen in Stone of Tear.
It is really the only way to get Matt and Rand together faster because he's going to be already down there.
Because they can.
I need Matt on the walls of Tear. I need him there.
Yeah, they can sail from Tenchiko to Tear.
They will be there because they're looking for Melindhra. And
they're chasing the Black Aja, who may be.
And then the Black Aja plot that happens in the stone picks up there as well.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got going on in chat? Stoned in Tear.
Obviously.
Clearly, someone is all the time. Fudgy Gump. Is it Fudgy Gump?
To be honest,
Fudgy Bump.
MP?
I just say Fudgy.
Fudgy.
I say Fudgy Bump.
Fudgy
The
says the Stone of Tyr is run by the White Cloaks, and that's where they're taking Perrin. Whoa, that's a lot of groups.
That's a lot of groups. I remember a line in the show that talks about them, and don't they talk about where they're from? Which I forget now where they're from.
Amadesia.
That they mention like the Amadesia in their bit.
I don't know if they
in the Stone of Truth. Did they mention that?
I don't remember.
Maybe they might. I don't remember.
I don't necessarily. I mean, that's an interesting thought. I think that's too much in tier. They usually have at least 2 locations, right?
But if
they could be saving money, if it's going to be like,
does kind of make sense that Amadesia is anti-channeling, White Cloaks are there.
Yeah.
Stone of Tyr is also anti-channeling. It does kind of make sense that the White Cloaks could be the people that operate the Stone of Tyr.
They could be camped out, like they could.
Or
be
maybe they're rather than being based in Altara, wherever the hell they're based now, I can't remember.
Amadesia.
Then they're actually just based in Tyr.
Right. I think that's what.
So you still have the Lords ruling. Yeah, you still have the Lords ruling Tyr from the stone, like they do in the books. Because like, Amadesia still has a king.
They're like the army.
Yeah, but generally doesn't
from Tyr.
Oh yeah, doesn't Amadesia? Aren't they? Is it the country run by the White Cloaks, or they're just living there?
Kind of. Yeah, they. Amadesian king kind of runs it, but kind of listens to what the Lord Captain Commander says as well, type thing.
Got it. Okay.
So maybe just a little less autonomy. Sorry, a little more autonomy for the rulers, like the Lords of Tyr.
Yeah.
But they can still be. You still have the White Cloak space there because it's anti-channeling.
Okay. So we're just like going to bring the whole band back together. We got the White Cloaks returning to their home base in the Stone of Tyr with Perrin, right? We've got the Shido knowing about the prophecy, coming to try and make Couladin fulfill more prophecies.
Yeah, because maybe Couladin's like, well, you channeled and made it rain in the desert and stole my prophecy, so I'm going to go steal yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull that stone right out.
He's so stupid that feels like a logic he would use.
Yeah, and Lanfair is now chatting up Savannah and stuff, so she could very clearly like tell them what all of the Wetlander prophecies are to like really stick it to her ex-BFF.
Well, I mean, yeah,
she's big mad. She's big mad. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so. The boat, they're on the boat. Do we think Tom's on the boat? I really want Tom to be on the boat.
I think our second location is Andor, and I think Tom has gone to Andor.
There is the whole Canewind part of this story, so it's possible he could have gone there and not gone with the girls.
It does make sense that he would want to go there. Because he just found out that Morghese was under the influence of Robin.
Mm-hmm. That could be why we,
So Tom goes there.
Didn't see him in that last shot. We'll make it.
I mean, Elaine would also want to go there, right?
Not if he didn't tell her. Maybe she went off to do her thing and he just disappeared.
But I guess my point is she also just found out that her mom was under the influence of a Forsaken, and she would also
she finds that out
with her mom. Right?
Or maybe Tom was like, look, do this, you need to do that, I'll go look after your mom. Like, I will go rescue your mother.
Could be.
Maybe.
That's tricky for Elaine. That definitely pulls the dual loyalties thing. Yeah. Makes it.
Yeah, I didn't love that whole reveal.
You didn't love it, or you did
not? I did not love that. Because again, like you're saying, she would now Like that would change the entire arc of Elaine if she left at that moment and goes to Camelin versus doing the whole, stuff to get to, well, if it's Tyr now.
Well,
it's
in the show, she was like, "Mom, let me be an Aes Sedai. I need to for my own rights." So there is kind of in the show where she's gone, I'm not just going to do what you need me to do for Andor. I need to do what I think I need to do, and I need to be an Aes Sedai. I need to fill this. I need to complete this.
Yeah,
but it's not like an
before
invasion.
she knew her mom was being manipulated by a Forsaken.
Right. She may, unless here's the other thought. I think the only way she wouldn't go with Tom to Andor is if she was like, okay, I'm going to gather more Aes Sedai. Because she doesn't know what happened, right? In Tar Valon. So she's like, I'm going to just go and we're going to collect more Aes Sedai and go rescue my mom from this Forsaken. Or I'm going to find Moraine or whatever it is. Maybe that's the way she's going to do it. Because she doesn't know that Swan's not there. She's probably like, oh, she'll take care of it. And I'll get some more people to come help and rally the troops and all of our, maybe she's like, I'll go to Tyr and talk to our allies or whatnot. Beth! I haven't seen your face in so long.
Beth, I'm going to see your face in like 5 days. Oh my God.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
I think we could find a reason why she either trusts Tom to go and fix it or finds a more compelling reason that she's like, this sucks, but I have to go to Tyr instead.
Because Nynaeve can't channel, but she can now. So, she's the most powerful woman channeler in 1,000 years. Who needs Elaine? I mean, she could just go.
So it's funny you say this, Skeeter. Because I think it works. We still need Matt to have his sexual awakening with an actual useful partner and not just a lassie dandies on his knee.
Someone who can command him a little.
Someone who can order him around. Someone who can help him, which clearly the show did not have time to do, but did not help Matt work through his translating the knowledge he has into who he can become, right? And giving him the sense of self and self-confidence to actually step out on his own, right? He still needs that. He still needs that to push him. And I feel like Aludra, if Melindhra can no longer be there because she was wasted on land, Aludra fits that really well because Matt and Aludra can have a tryst. Aludra is there and she provides Matt with the fireworks that help him blow a hole in the Stone of Tyr.
That's right. He needs to get those fireworks.
Do this. It does actually make sense.
It does.
Fair.
I mean, I will always vote for more Aludra. That is
yes, me too.
Yeah.
I'm sad we haven't met her yet. So
and we just move her their little fling. We move their fling a little forward in the storyline.
Yeah.
And even though that's not technically Fires of Heaven, it's beyond it. Sorry. But yeah, we move forward and she's there. And then there's a solid Aludra basis. Solid.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then as Skeeter just added, and Aludra and some others disappear into a menagerie at the end.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you think maybe do you think maybe they'll meet the circus before they get to Tyr? And Aludra is working for Val and Luca because she needs the money. And she's doing all the fireworks displays for him to make money, her to make money. They run in, maybe that's their way to infiltrate where Perrin is somehow with the white cloaks. And they get into the show, they dye their hair, whatever they need to do. And that's how they get Perrin out before getting to Tyr. I don't know. Thoughts? Maybe that's how they meet Eludra.
Because
Maybe
she's in the menagerie already.
Yeah, they're already there. It doesn't mean they can't meet them again later, like they do in the book sometimes, right? So
yeah, absolutely. They can circle back.
yeah.
I like this. I like this.
And they somehow rescue Perrin. Do we feel Perrin needs to come back to Tyr or no? I feel like Bane and Shiad really need to get back to their people.
Yeah, I feel like Fael really needs to be the one to rescue Perrin.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So if we're doing a lot of we do need a second location for the season. I think having it all in one place.
So
would be
we
weird.
dumped a lot in Tyr. So if we go back to Camelin.
The Camelin idea, yeah. So
because I mean, we could also do Saladar or whatever Saladar adjacent thing works for the show.
I don't have a map to hand. Can you sail to, like, could they all be on that boat together going, and then at some point they split off, and some of them go to Andor, and some of them go to Tyr?
Yes.
Well, they'd have to go up the river to go to Andor.
You have to go, and you could also go up the river to go to Saladar.
But I'm sure they said Saladar was going to be in Tyr in the show, didn't they?
Did they?
Or I think Rafe implied that it was going to be in Swan's home. Like, Saladar was going to be where Swan's from, and obviously she's from Tyr.
Oh.
Rather than just be a random thing to an Aes Sedai type thing.
Salidari,
yeah.
That's weird. They would go to the area where they really don't like channelers to set up.
But I mean, they are just across the river from Amadicia, aren't they? In the books.
That Amadicia was
again, not quite, but I mean, they're in Altara.
Right, yeah.
But they're not in, which is adjacent to Amadicia, but they're still land.
Yeah, they're still like in a place where channeling is safe, but they're close to where White Cloaks are based.
Yes.
Closer than Camelin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's tricky. I didn't remember that part. That it was going to be where Swan's from as like a rallying cry.
Yeah. I'm trying to find someone threw the comment in chat earlier and I can't find where it is. So, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. Just trying to find the comment. It's disappeared. Sorry to whoever put that in. I can't find it. But yeah,
what was
it's
the
just
comment?
saying that, Ray said it was going to be like
okay.
where Swan's from. Yeah, I was just trying to give credit to whoever put it in chat. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was fudgy one.
It's
a little on the nose. I mean, I feel like that's a thing that the sisters could figure out in the White Tower.
Right, we just killed her.
We just killed her.
But I mean, don't they they send an envoy to Saladar anyway from the tower? Elijah knows they're there.
Not for a while though, I suppose.
Yeah, not at first.
Time jump.
Not at first.
But that it's
not until.
Hasn't that way at the end?
I feel like it's Tarna, right? Tarna's the one who ends up there.
Yeah, but just because it's on the nose doesn't mean that.
But do they go to Saladar or do they go to when they're in the camp outside?
No, they turn to Saladar.
No. She sends someone to Saladar.
Yeah. They put the whole
I'm pretty
village
sure
in a
it's
little
Tarna.
flower.
Yeah, and then Tarna continues on to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's relevant for this discussion. It can be anywhere we want it to be.
Yeah.
That is, if it's not on the screen, it's not set in stone.
It's true. It's true. I hope you're listening, streamers. There's so many great plot lines to explore.
Yeah. So, but I like the idea of Tom going and trying to save, because it kind of sets up the Tower of Genji bit where Tom's like, I'm gonna go save. You don't necessarily have to have it happen the same way in the books, in the show they did in the books, based on the change in relationship between Moiraine and that. But I know it kind of sets up for a non-channeler being able to save channelers.
Yeah, and
going
like,
up against bad
unless
guys.
he's supposed to take like Julian's replacement, if there's not going to be a Julian, and help save Nynaeve and Elaine must have the fork root tea, and someone who is not a channeler needs to save them and put them in their place. Like that needs to happen.
I could see Tom going to Camelin and having his spy adventure and like uncovering everything that's going on, and then bringing that to Elaine in Tyr,
Yeah.
who is by this point with Rand, and that triggering the fires
Then-
of heaven, end of fires of heaven battle
Yes.
thing, and then he pops them all back.
Yeah,
Because
that works.
Elaine's like,
And you
I've gotta
could
go,
have-
I've gotta go, and Rand will be like, all right, I can't let you go by yourself to face Forsaken. I'm going with you.
So Rand goes all the way to Tyr, and then they go all the way back up to Camelin.
Well, they travel there.
Yeah.
Because
So you could
Moraine
have
supposed to
them
go traveling at this point.
No, but Rand will just figure it out.
At this point in the books, he figures
Does
out
he?
skimming. They skim to Camelin.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scene where there's the huge platform in the dark, and all the maidens get on, and someone falls off.
Someone falls off on the way. Yeah.
That's right.
That's when they skim.
Yeah.
So he does.
But doesn't he
least-
get taught that though a little bit, or does he teach himself?
No, he watches. I think he sees Asmodean.
Probably
do it.
Asmodean.
Right, that's what I mean. We don't have
Yeah.
an Asmodean right now. So
But
that has
I
to
mean, who told Rand how to make it rain in episode 8? You know,
yeah, well, he's a Wetlander still.
you know who told him how to do the Indiana Jones kill everyone with fire spears in episode 2?
Nobody.
You know, like
No, I agree.
he just suddenly has these things, and I don't think it's. I think it's could easily be a Lucerne bleed through influence that he doesn't
Maybe,
realize.
yeah. If they said like if they made that show canon that there's not going to be an Asmodean, which would kind of be lame, but if there's not, then
There's
they
going to
need
be
like-
Asmodean. Don't yuck my yum.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I still believe.
You're fine.
But, like,
It's okay. You're
if he's
okay.
not going to be there, then he can't like complex weaves should be taught somehow. Either he's learning it through osmosis through Lucerne or somebody else. Like it's like they made a big deal to be like, I can't teach you, and like you're just randomly doing shit, you know, like to talk about that. So
Yeah.
somebody's got to help him, or he needs to learn from his other personality inside of him. Somehow that has to happen.
Here's a fun thing. Okay. Now,
Yes.
ride with me. The guy in the hat, Matt Myra, is Asmodean. Ride with me on that train for a moment. please.
Always, because we are
Okay.
yes-anding this whole discussion.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
He went with Tom to Andor because he already like had like a small connection with Matt where he was just like, look, I found this. And then somehow like it gets explained at the beginning of the season that he either overheard or saw them leaving or snuck along or just happened to be on the same boat as Tom and just joins in with Tom. And he is Asmodean, and then we just get this whole dynamic, and eventually he turns
Oh, the
out
guy in the hat.
the guy in the hat, yeah. He then goes with Tom when they go to Tyr to be like, Elaine, look, here's the evidence. I found this, I found that, blah, 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 blah. You know? And then that's how he and Rand hook up. And then he teaches Rand some shit as well.
So he's like Tom's apprentice, like
Or becomes like Tom
style.
Yeah, like he just becomes like Tom's buddy, Tom's friend.
Or
Almost
Tom's,
like Tom.
was it Dina?
Yeah.
Dina.
Could be Dina.
Could be
As
Tom's
Dina.
Dina. It could be the relationship.
Tom's lover.
Because don't Tom and Julian have like a thing for a while where they like not
They
like
have a buddy. They have a buddy cop thing.
that's what I meant. Yeah, they have a buddy
Oh,
cop thing,
yeah, yeah.
So like Tom and Guy in the Hat could be that buddy cop situation.
I mean,
that
I see the
Tom and
guy in the
Julian
hat
has.
more as a Julian than a.
He could be,
than
yeah,
an
he could take
Asmodean.
Julian's role.
He
but
could be both.
Really?
He could be both. Yeah, he could be Julian and Asmodean. How do we feel about that?
Okay, so wait, let me get this straight. So Tom goes to Camelin. The guy in the hat randomly goes with him.
Okay, let's be clear. Guy in the hat's name is Matt's admirer.
Matt's admirer.
Let's be clear.
Goes
That's his
to
name.
Okay.
Camelin with Tom, and Rand and the entire Aiel army chase the Shido to Tyr.
Yes.
Correct.
The girls let Tom
girls-
and Mats and Meyer are off somewhere.
Mhm.
Nobody helps Perrin except Fio and Bane and Shian. And the girls get to Tyr. Rand and the Io get to Tyr. They take the tone of Tyr. The tone of Tyr.
The
They take
tomatillo
the
of
tone of
Tyr.
Tyr.
The
The stone of
Tomatito.
Tyr. And so on. And then, so that's like episode 4, maybe.
Yeah, it could be
And
like a
then-
mid-season climate. Yeah.
Yeah, and taking Calendar.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
Elaine and him have a meet cute in the Stone of Tyr, maybe, finally.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Rand and Elaine.
and Avi, because she's with
And
them.
I was
Yeah.
like, isn't this the igloo year too? So like,
Yeah, but maybe it's like a Triglu.
A Triglu.
Avi
Oh, no. Him
Avi
and Avi.
freaks out because Rand sees her and she's got feelings for him. And Rand tells Elaine, he's like, your girlfriend ran off into the thing. And Elaine goes chasing her. And then Rand, it's
Yeah.
they chase Avi. They both chase Avi into the snow igloo fun.
Yes. And one of them like is building the igloo while the other's trying to resuscitate her from being in the river and such. Like, yes.
I could do a
Mhm.
Triglu.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
What about side character of the year in Tyr? Lady Verlaine. Do you think we're gonna get her in there to mash up a little bit of that business?
I think if we do get her, we don't get her chasing Rand. I think we only get her chasing Perrin.
What if
Agreed.
she is with the White Cloaks? And that's how Perrin and her meet somehow.
With the White Cloaks.
Oh wait, but the White Cloaks are at Tyr too.
Yes, they were based in Tyr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
So Mayenne has this. So Berlin being in Tyr is tricky because she's there because Mayenne is trying to politically savvily like survive the oppression of its
But wait.
bigger neighbor. So if in this situation where the White Cloaks run the Stone of Tyr, they're still High Lords and stuff. I do kind of love the idea of Berlin getting in with the White Cloaks super.
Well, I mean, they're powerful, right?
Yeah.
Also, though,
Maybe
another thing
that's
that wasn't
she could
that
use
wasn't
them
in
as
the books. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say she could use them as like one of her political maneuvering things. Like she plays the Lord Captain Commander off against the High Lord of Tyr, you know, to like keep Mayenne in a good balance of like not being taken over. Because if one of them goes after Mayenne, it makes them weak against the other one. So the High Lord could like want to kick out the White Cloaks, and the White Cloaks could want to take over Tyr. And if one of them goes and tries to save or attack Mayenne, it leaves them weak and vulnerable to the other one. So that's how she plays the balance of like, don't actually attack me, because if you do, the High Lord or the commander will get you, or that sort of, I don't know, political maneuvering.
Yeah.
I don't know why I changed
Do we
my voice
think-
for that. There was no need for that, obviously. But
Do we
Yeah.
think Galad is going to be there already?
no,
Yeah.
Galad and Gawain and all that will be in
Aemon?
in the Camelin section.
They've
Yes.
got to be in Camelin, right?
Not
Yeah.
Galad.
Galad's got to rescue some more, douchily rescue some more women from people who
But
are not
he may have already
endangering them
found
whatsoever.
He may have found the White Cloaks, though, because, maybe that's how Ravine gets rid of them. Like, he has to point this strong blade master.
Well, I
at
mean,
the
they were
gate.
still at the
Camelin.
tower when we finished the season, weren't we? So they might
Yeah,
just
they
not
were.
leave. They just
Maybe.
might not leave the tower just yet. They might stay
Yeah,
at
I
the tower.
suppose. But then we have another problem because Min is also in the boat, right? So then we'd have Min, Elaine, Avi, possibly Berlain in the Stone of Tyr.
That's a
Mass
lot of people.
chaos.
I mean, we can scratch like Berylane and just send her straight to Perrin. I think that fits. Min is still playing sly, so I think she would still be standoffish at this point with Rand, and you could just go with what we like, the Avi, Elaine.
Yeah. I have
Rand
yet to feel
situation.
anything between her and Rand. So
I
in
do
this
feel like this
season-
is the opportunity to hook them up if you're going to hook them up. It's this. If they're all going to be together, like this is the time where Avi and Elaine have to go off and chase some more Black Aja somewhere else or whatever.
Okay, so
This is
Well,
the
we can
time
worry
for
about
men
the
to stay
love
behind
line.
with Rand.
yeah, but he's going to Camelin.
Okay. Man, we got a lot. There's a lot.
We got a lot.
I mean, I have to admit, I was impressed with how much the show packs into 8 hours. Like,
Yes, I
so
agree.
much. And if we're going by the amount of stuff that the show can pack into 8 hours, we're only on like hour 5. So we need a Matt episode at least where, and I think what happens is if they all port to Camelin to try and rescue and have the battle there. Like, I feel like they do away with Couladin in episode 4, where they like get rid of him at the stone. Matt probably kills him in a battle there, but then they port off to Camelin, and that's where Matt tries to leave but can't, and ends up finding all of these bandies.
Yeah.
Disgruntled.
Fight all of the armies that have been manipulated by Robin.
Yes. Tom is already there infiltrating all his old buddies like Tom Honest, and he probably even knows Talonvor. He knows all these people. Gareth Bryn is gone, right? He's already gone. They said that. So he finds all his old buddies and somehow gets them out of this compulsion in whatever way he can.
Well, they could just be disgruntled, disgruntled members of houses and such that are like, trying to form their own little resistance movement or something, and he picks them up in the process.
Because of the manipulation of Robin.
But they also follow Matt, though, because they see him fighting. That's one of the things, right? Like, that's so, like, there's got to be other fighting somehow. If the Shido are in tier.
Well, I can totally buy that he, like there are armies fighting the Aiel that come with Rand to defend Camelin, and Matt is trying to get away from those armies, and he runs into this
constantly takes down bands of Trollocs
this group of rebels who like see his luck do something crazy, and then they just keep running into fights.
Yeah, that too. I do kind of want the Couladin scene to be like totally random in tier, because like Ruark and everyone are standing on the stone, and then the other Aiel are coming to attack them, and Matt just can't tell them apart because he think all Aiel look the same, because that would be something he would think. And then he just like randomly kills Couladin and keeps running, and we all know it's him, but he just thinks it's some random Aiel dude because
I love that.
and that is how I want to see Couladin die. Just like
I love it.
Like, no big deal to it whatsoever.
No big deal. He just keeps going into the tier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then later on, someone's like, "Did we find Couladin?" And be like, "He died in battle. We're not sure who killed him, but he died in battle." And it's like a mystery for the rest of the
Who kills Couladin? There's gonna be bumper stickers.
Who killed Couladin? Oh my god, it's brilliant! Instead of who killed Asmodean, it's who killed Couladin.
Yes, who killed Couladin? That's right. Yeah, I suppose if they go to Camelin, Rabin will have his own compulsed forces. That
He will, yes.
And then Tom will create some friends, and they will join with Matt and Rand. Yeah. And Perrin at this point, are they coming from there too? How do we get Perrin in this?
Yeah,
I don't
Perrin's
think we need
the
to
White
take
Cloaks. The White Cloaks are taking them to their fortress in.
I think Perrin can stay in tier after
he gets rescued by Bane and Chiad and by you.
And you think he stays in tier and doesn't go back to Andor where he wants to be?
No, I think like we brought them all together in tier, albeit not all together because Perrin's in the camp and that. But I don't think you then need to pick them all up and move them all to Andor. I think you can leave Perrin and his group behind.
And Berlain, because they need another leader in tier that has experience. So Berlain and Fail and Perrin all hang out in tier.
And they can start that bullshit straight off. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So this is all great. Well done. We do have to have Nynaeve and Elaine track the Black Asha and Moggy to Tier with the bracelets and the item and all that stuff.
Yeah,
that was preset. Like those are required because that's assuming what's going on and they're chasing after them. So they're trying to get to Rand in the stone. They have a plot to make that happen. And that's where Moggy and Nynaeve have their like battle that was supposed to be in the Panarch Palace, but it's in the stone, and that's and Moggy ends up running away.
Yeah, season 4 or episode 4 will be a huge banger. I think you'll have a room with Moggy and Nynaeve going like this. And that's all. That's just like so bad. What's happening? And then you've got like actual battle going on. Then you have the silence of the room of them just like leaving or something.
Yeah.
And then like the loud battle happening. And then, all the other stuff. People are breaking, Elaine out of the chains that they're in, or whatever. Like all that's going on.
You'd have like Rand in the shadow and his Aiel going around. You'd have Matt randomly running around doing his thing. You'd have Moggy and Nynaeve having their thing, and then unbeknownst to all this, you've got Perrin being saved from the White Cloaks.
Perrin gets saved in like episode 3, maybe.
Could be saved by episode 3,
and then he travels to Tyr by the time the battle happens or something, or episode 2.
Yeah. So what does Egwene do?
Egwene is with the Aiel.
Right.
Egwene better get her ass kicked for lying to the wise ones is what she should be doing.
Jesus.
I'm so pissed at that, by the way.
She was so flippant about lying to them.
I just lied to him.
Yeah.
That was very flippant. It's true.
There needs to be some punishments happening in season 4.
Some toe meeting.
There's some toe meeting for sure. Let's make them run around the Stone of Tyr 15 times naked. The Stone of Tyr might be bigger than the tents.
That would be impressive because it's a port building, but I can still see some
boat to boat.
Boat to boat to boat.
They have to put on the clogs.
Yeah.
Go through the mud.
But
running in the clogs.
The big pants. Oh my gosh. Ooh, just random side note. Maybe if like Perrin is rescued, let's say episode 2. On the way to Tyr. I mean, I know that they're outside of Tyr. Maybe they're a little farther out than we think. There's Darkhounds on the way. Like from the White Cloak camp to the stone. And there's some Darkhound business.
Ooh.
Especially if Moraine...
Is that why Perrin ends up going... Because he's chasing the Darkhounds that are chasing.
Maybe once free, they come across the Darkhounds in some way. Or maybe while he was traveling the White Cloaks, he senses the Darkhounds. He gets free and he's like, we need to follow up on this. The wolves tell me something needs to be done.
I think episode 1, we are going to see Perrin
and that
channeling
leads him
with the wolves in his head.
Yeah, and that leads him to actual Stone of Tyr.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
There needs to be wolf action in the first 2 to 4 episodes of this season.
I like it.
So, what does that's fine. What does Egwene do in Fires of Heaven?
They're with the Aiel, like going.
She's with the Aiel most of the time, and she dreamwalks a lot.
They're in Ruidian.
There's a lot of dreamwalking.
Yeah, the first episode, I would love for the rivers of Ruidian to happen. That would be. Like, we didn't see we saw buildings from afar, but not the close-up shots. But, like, I would love for the first episode for them to actually do that plot line, even if it's just a little bit. Like, they start moving into the city. Rand fills the water up. Yep, and they have water.
That could be a byproduct of the rain that he causes. He could cause
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for at the end of the season. They would show the rain landing in Ruidian, and there would be water there, but that didn't happen. But I would like for that to they still need to be there, and there needs to be some toe happening, and then they make the decision to go to Tyr.
Yeah, so they did speed up all of the Egwene learning from the Wise Ones
Same with Avi.
stuff.
Exceptionally fast, yeah.
Which was lame.
So yeah, I mean she's clearly learned enough that she's, fighting for Forsaken
Yeah.
in the dream world by the end of, so that feels pretty sped up. So the next step for her plotline is to get recruited to be the Amerlin by the rebels. So
It
could be that Egwene's side plot is that she discovers the rebels
in
Tyr and like follows them to Swan's like.
Oh yeah, okay.
So she kind of like discovers where they are, and she tells them off for being dummies and running and hiding instead of facing their challenges, and then they make her the Amerlin seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's weird because the only people that really have a relationship with her is Moraine now, because if Swan's gone, Leanna didn't have a relationship with her really. She knew of her. They don't, like, I'm sure she met other Aes Sedai, but we don't see that ever really, right? Like Alana.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something for Alana to suggest, right? Like, because there's no one else besides Moraine. Moraine would have to know, which I think she will. Maybe there are some escaped rebel Aes Sedai in Tyr, like locked up. Maybe the Black Aja have found them, and they don't know that about them.
Or maybe the White Cloaks have found them.
Or maybe the White Cloaks have found them, and they're all imprisoned, and the wolves and Fail and Bane and Chiad have to rescue.
That could be. Could be, or maybe, I suppose her dreaming could start to come into play, and she dreams that there are Aes Sedai in trouble, and she finds, and that's how it leads her to the gathering, whatever they're going to call it, but we'll call it Saladar for now.
Yeah.
Could lead them to the gathering, and she's like, I dreamt I had to come here and, dig you out of the hole you've dug yourself into, or whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to.
Muck.
Yeah.
The swamp.
Yeah, because I think at the very end, she's not tied to Rand anymore at the very end of season 3. So she's ready to do something. But I still think she's going to go to Tyr. Like, she's going to go.
So in... Oh, no, I think that's... No, it is... I can't remember if it's early Lord of Chaos or late Fires of Heaven, but she does have that, like, kind of like snooping out the not the rebels, but the Tower, Aes Sedai, sneaking off with Gawain and kissing him and stuff, and Kyrian thing happening.
Yeah.
She is sneaking in his dreams in Fires of Heaven.
But not in his dreams, like in person.
Oh, and
they're having an in-person thing. Like Gawain has ended up in Kyrian for some reason.
But that's later. That's not Fires of Heaven.
No, it's pre-Amerlin. It's before she becomes Amerlin.
They do have their meet cute, all of them.
Saladar stuff must come much. I think the Saladar stuff must come much later then.
No, so there's a lot of Saladar that's pre-Egwene. There's a lot of Saladar that's just Swan and Lyanna and Min and Sheriam and Machinations and stuff. So all of that starts in Fires of Heaven, and then mid-Lord of Chaos, Egwene gets called.
Yeah, I think she's going to have to do something.
If Gawain's in Camelin, I don't see, or the Tower, I don't see how you're going to get the two of them together.
Yeah, I mean, they could end up together because Egwene goes with Rand to go rescue Camelin for Elaine, right?
But that's not going to happen till the end. How we've written so far, that's not going to happen till the end of this season. So maybe that's a season 5 thing.
Yeah, but she could go there, and we could see
Gawain there.
Yeah, we could see Saladar being built before Egwene ever knows about it throughout the season.
Yeah, but
yeah. But
and so
I
then
think Egwene could also be part of
Yeah.
the Saladar stuff. Like, she doesn't need to be the like puppet Emerald so much. Like, they could change the way that is done.
yeah, I was just saying, like we literally just said a few minutes ago how unconnected to Rand she is by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And
Right.
by sending her to Camelin, all we're doing is keeping her connected to Rand.
Yeah, but I could see her going to Camelin for Elaine, right?
So I don't feel they're that connected either. I feel like the connections in the books are not quite the same in the show. Nynaeve and Elaine seem very connected. Egwene does not seem connected as much.
Yeah.
Oh, they were connected in season 2, I guess.
Yeah.
More. So maybe she would go, and then she would hear from somebody in Camelin that, this is where the camp is. Like, even if she doesn't like go to the camp in the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would be okay with her going as it's forming and yelling at them about being dummies and being like, well, I'm going to go back and help Rand because you guys are just sitting here doing nothing. And that like spurs them to actually decide to take action.
Yeah,
things are happening and they're not. And she maybe what she does is maybe she convinces a group of them to also go with Rand to go save Camelin. And so then there's Aes Sedai also fighting the Forsaken.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe there's
that kind of like earns her the leadership hat enough for them to like recruit her to be the Amulet Seat.
I don't see Rand trusting Aes Sedai to come with him.
I don't see. Well, I mean, he's learned to trust Moraine. If we're going with show canon,
Moraine's an exception. He doesn't really seem.
I guess I'm thinking about show Rand, and he doesn't have that Aes Sedai baggage that book Rand does at this point. He's not so like.
No, he doesn't.
He's not so backwards old town beliefs about Aes Sedai manipulating everything, blah blah blah. So much as annoyed with the way Moraine did it and then learned to trust her. So, I mean, he does have the baggage with Swan specifically, but he also has Varen who let him free in Kyrian. Right?
Yeah, he doesn't have the same.
I don't think he has quite the same baggage and he wouldn't because Swan's not in charge.
Well, you know what's going to give him the baggage? Which we haven't talked about yet.
We do, but that is not in book 5.
But it could be, because what if somehow Alana is in the Stone of Tears? She had battles, Maxim dies. She freaks out and she bonds Rand because she sees him. Because she wasn't in with the Aiel, right? So she meets them in Tyr and realizes that the Dragon Reborn he's gonna do some crazy shit in the Stone of Tyr, right? She's gonna see this crazy shit and she's like, God damn, we need to do something about this.
Battleage.
And
so much better.
She's also she lost Yvonne already, but I think she'll lose Maxim too. And then she bonds Rand. Then he's fucking pissed off. And that could jump forward his distrust of Aes Sedai because he liked Alana, right? Like they already have kind of a little bit of a knowledge of each other, right? So just from Kyrian.
Did he interact with Alana?
And I would assume in Kyrian when he was there, she came and wasn't she around? I don't know, but anyway, we can make
like what I remember was Rand trying to leave Lan and Maxim and Yvonne and Alana,
turning up and stopping
him around.
Yes.
Getting then suckered in and trapped by Swan and getting rescued.
Yes.
By Lanfear, as far as he's concerned.
He got he got released by Varen.
Yep.
But because of Lanfear's distraction, is how he by it because he was whipped at that stage.
But don't they all talk at the end, right before they go to the ways.
They
and
all
one
go
goes and
like
follows
they all
someone,
go
and
off
Baron
their
goes
different
there.
ways.
So maybe
Yeah.
he knows that she's part of the group, right? So when she does this, it's like a stab in the back. And so
Yeah.
that can start his journey of absolutely never trusting Aes Sedai ever again.
Yeah.
Just like fridging Leigh-A, they're just gonna do it. And just
Yeah.
put up.
It's I get that, yeah. It just again makes, like you say, him more distrustful of Aes Sedai. I also think it'd be weird for having Egwene go to wherever the rebels are, pop in and say, y'all do nothing, I'm out, to then come back later. That feels like an unnecessary
Well, maybe they
sidestep.
go to her and say, "You're right." How
Maybe
can they
Alana
not?
tracks Egwene because she's with Rand and Alana has bonded Rand. So she knows where Egwene is.
Oh man.
It just feels like a weird sidestep in the story to be like, you know, if you're going to
Yeah.
send her to Camelin with Rand and not disconnect them, then it feels like a weird like side pop for her to be
Maybe
like, go
she-
over here to tell them off to come back and go with Rand. It's like
I'm with you.
building a set, adding characters, all that sort of stuff, just so she can turn up, tell them off, and pop back to carry on with Rand. It feels less linear than
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it would flow. It might be doable, but right now it doesn't feel like it would flow as a story for her.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. I think with knowing the show, right? Knowing how much they love like the intrigue and the tower politics and stuff, we're gonna still need something to happen in the White Tower.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Elida again and stuff.
I mean, we've got Alviarin, we've got
yeah.
Elida.
You can't not use those people.
We've got some machinations happening.
Yeah.
Them trying to manipulate Rand from afar, you know, congratulating him for taking the Stone of Tyr, that kind of thing.
I feel like we need to do another. I feel like we need to do another follow up on this.
I think so.
For the second half of the season.
Like this. Yeah, I think
because we're gonna get a 16 episode season, right? Because
I haven't really figured out the end of this yet.
Yeah, I think we've got like the first half pretty solid, like getting to the Stone of Tyr and fights and you know what's happening there. But I think we could, I think we could really brainstorm the second half in a bit more detail at some point.
We'll think on it.
We'll think on it. All right, folks. Hopefully you have enjoyed our chaos of season 4.
Yes, thank you for your ideas and your comments.
Yeah, appreciate that. If you have different ideas or you want to add into our ideas, you want to do yes and, feel free to throw those in the comment section after the show. We'd love to read those.
I would. I want to hear your season 4.
Yeah, tell us why we're bonkers, bananas, and all that sort of crazy good stuff, or why you love our ideas, because we enjoy both of those things. No show next week, at least not on Thursday.
Nope.
Because it's Waccon next week, and Melindhra and I will be there. It's Melindra's first Waccon. Are you excited?
Yes.
And Melindhra and I will be. We haven't worked it out yet, but we'll be doing a show at some point. We'll have some fun there and some live chaos. So keep an eye on the notifications for that.
Yes.
Naked Wetlander. That's what Doyd is saying.
With the big hat.
He's just really, really excited about you being naked.
Apparently so. I mean, I appreciate that excitement, you know. Someone's happy about it. But we'll be back the week after for our regularly scheduled chaos. And
we will have guests. But we can talk about that later.
Oh yes. Yeah, we should have
at least have one guest, maybe 2.
At least 1, maybe 2. There we go.
Yep.
Love that. But yeah, like wait for the notifications if you're not there in person. But if you're there in person, come join us as a live audience. We enjoy having a live studio audience. Really gets our John Oliver moments going, doesn't it? So
you guys really should make Sharon play the water game. You haven't done that.
My God, we
play
should have.
against her.
But who would play against Sharon?
Who would go against Sharon?
Just make like Matt do it or something.
He's already done it.
Yeah,
He's done it.
that's not a bad shout. We'll have fun with it anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, that really.
Have fun at Waccon, everybody. I'll be thinking about you.
Love you.
We miss you.
I miss you too.
But until then, folks, may you always find mustaches, water, and shade, and obviously some love as well.
Fans, lots of fans.
And fans, yeah.
I think it's down to 85 degrees in here now.
There we go. Perfect.
Wow.
So,
That's hot.
It is hot, you know. So, but yeah, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
May you always find love, water, and shade.